Hello everyone, welcome back to Code to CloudX. I am Pankaj Kumar Thakur. In today's session, we are going to understand about Claude Code and explore some of its most useful commands. So we will start by installing Claude Code from scratch, and then we will go through the most commonly used commands one by one. And we will see each command, what it does, when you should use it, and demonstrate it with practical examples. So to install Claude Code on your local machine, for that, you need to visit the official Cloud Code documentation. As you can see, this page contains everything you need to get started. So if you scroll down, you will find the installation instructions for different environment. If you want to install Cloud Code in your terminal, to simply follow the steps based on your operating system. For Mac OS, you have to run this command. For Windows, PowerShell. If you are using CMD, you have to run this command. So as I am using Windows, so I have used this command to install Cloud Code in my local machine. Or if you are planning to use Cloud Code inside the VS Code, you can switch the tab to VS Code, where you will find to complete setup instructions, especially for Visual Studio Code, install for cursors. If you will go to the next tab, JetBrains, if you will click here, so also you will get the supported IDE and all the installation steps. So once the installation is complete, you also need to configure the required environmental variables. And after that, open your terminal. Since I am using Windows, I will open PowerShell. Now let's verify whether Cloud Code has been installed successfully. So simply run the command cloud hyphen version. So if you see the version number displayed on your screen, it means Cloud Code has been installed successfully and is ready to use. To start a session inside your terminal, you have to type Cloud. This will launch a new Cloud Code session inside your terminal. So if you are using Cloud Code for the first time, you will need to sign in to your Anthropic account or Cloud Code account. You can see Cloud Code account with subscription. So if you will select this one type, it will redirect to your browser. Here you have to log in with your Cloud Code account or Anthropic account. Then after where you can authenticate your account. So one important thing to note that you will need an active Cloud Code subscription to use Cloud Code. So if you will go to the documentation and if you will click onto the cloud subscription, it will take you to the pricing page. So where you can choose the plan. So without a subscription, you won't be able to use Cloud Code on your local machine. But still, even without a Cloud Code subscriptions, you can still follow the steps to understand the complete workflow. I will walk you through how we can interact with Cloud Code and execute different commands and prompts. Now let's move on to the next step and understand the different ways we can interact with Cloud Code. So after the successful login with Cloud Code account, there are three common approaches. So the first is CLI commands. So these are standard terminal commands that you use to perform various operations, just like you normally do in the command lines, right? The second is slash command. As the name suggests, these commands start with a forward slash. So some common examples are just it's a slash help, slash login, slash logout. So these are used to perform specific cloud code actions. The third is special notations. So these are special symbols or shortcuts that provides additional context or instructions while interacting with cloud. So rather than discussing these concepts only in theory, let's understand each one through practical examples. First, let's navigate to our project directory. So I have switched to a sample project. This is just a dummy Java project. Actually, we will use to explore all the important cloud code commands, and working with real projects makes it much easier to understand how these commands are used in day-to-day development. So first start a new session inside this directory using the cloud command. Once the session starts, you can interact with your project and you can ask questions about the code base, architecture, dependencies, workflow, or any implementation details. For example, just I ask, explain me about the project. So Cloud Code will analyze the entire project and generate a detailed explanations within a few seconds. And you will get an overview of the project, including its architecture, folder structure, key modules, dependencies, workflow. And we are exploring all this inside an interactive Cloud Code session. But if you no longer need the session, you can simply type slash exit. This is one of the built-in slash commands and it immediately closes the current session. But what if you just want a quick answer without starting an interactive session? So that's where the headless mode comes in. Instead of running Claude, you can use Claude-P followed by your prompt, whatever you want to ask. Just like I want to ask Claude-P, same questions, explain me about the project. Here, the behavior will be slightly different. Cloud execute the prompt, analyze the project, print the response directly in the terminal, and then exit automatically. There is no interactive session to manage. So if you have a one-time task like explaining a project, generating a summary, reviewing a file, or answering a quick questions, Cloud-P usually the faster option. So Cloud-P is perfect for scripting, automation, CI/CD pipelines, or whenever you need a quick response without opening a full session. Now let's see how we can choose a model in Cloud Code. If you already know which model you want to use before starting a session, so you can start hyphen model and followed by model name. For example, I am passing Opus. So this way Cloud Code start the sessions using the model right away. And if you want to change the model, so simply you can type slash model and press enter. So Cloud Code will display the current model along with all other available models. So from here, if you want to switch to different model, just select the model which you want and Cloud Code will immediately start using that model for the rest of the sessions. Now let's look at another feature that you will probably use every day, the notations. So sometimes what happens, you don't want Cloud Code to analyze the entire project. You only want to understand a specific file. So in that case, simply use the notation followed by the complete file path. For example, explain me about the at the rate and complete file path. In that case, Cloud Code will focus only on that file and explain its purpose, methods, business logic, and dependencies. But if you specify only the file name, Cloud Code first has to search the project to locate the correct file. That additional search takes more time and consumes extra tokens. But if you provide the complete full path, Cloud Code can directly access the file and making the response faster and more efficient. So this is a simple but very useful practice, especially when you are working with large enterprise projects. Now let's look at another very useful command, Cloud-C. Imagine you are working on a project, you have had a long conversation with Cloud Code, and now you need to stop for the day. What you do, you simply exit the session. Later, when you want to continue from exactly where you left off, you don't have to start over. Instead, simply run Cloud-C and continue working from the same context instead of creating a new session. As you can see, Cloud Code has restored our previous session, allowing us to continue right where we left off. Now let's look at another very useful command. So one of the best thing about Cloud Code is that you don't have to leave your current session to execute terminal commands. For example, if I want to check the git status, I can simply type explanation git status. Notice the explanation mark tells Cloud Code to execute the command directly in the terminal instead of treating it as a prompt. As you can see, I received the message not a Git repository. That means this project has not been initialized as a Git repository yet. So let's initialize Git by running another terminal command explanation git init. And within a few seconds, the repository is created successfully. So this is one of the favorite feature of Cloud Code. And you can run git command, shell command, or any terminal command directly from the Cloud Code session without switching back to a separate terminal window. So this keeps our entire workflow in one place. You can ask Cloud Code questions, modify your code, and execute terminal commands all within the same session. And it makes your development workflow much faster and more seamless. And finally, if you want to log out from your current Cloud Code session, simply run the /log out command. So this command will safely end your session. So that's all for this video. In the next video, we will explore Cloud Code in much more depth. We will learn how to integrate it with popular IDEs such as Visual Studio Code and IntelliJ IDEA. We will also see how to work with existing Git repository, understand the development workflow, and use Cloud Code more effectively in real-world projects. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.